guys, what's up? It's Maxine and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to curl your hair at home to get these really pretty beach waves. I used 2 different size irons, and yeah, I just thought it would be fun to show you guys how to like curl hair with a wand without actually having a wand. I just use regular curling iron. Sometimes I like my curls more like lived in and loose, and sometimes it's fun to be a little bit tighter, and I feel like when it's a little bit tighter it looks a little bit more mermaidy. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys how to get waves that look like this, and yeah, if you want to see how to get these waves, then definitely keep watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, follow me on Instagram, it's at Maxine Glynn, and alright, let's get into the video. So last night I washed my hair and I sprayed this Miracle Creator by Matrix in my hair, and when it was about 90% dry, I brushed it all up into a high pony and twisted it into a bun, and that's how I slept. And now today I'm taking it down and just shaking it out, and I ran the blow dryer through it a little bit just to make sure it was definitely dry. And now I'm splitting it into 2 sections and splitting it again just at the bottom by my nape and starting to curl it. It's okay if it's a little bit textured from your natural curl or wave, because if anything, this is just going to add to the volume and the fluffiness of the curl. So just take your iron and wrap the piece around. I take about 1-inch sections. I just find that it curls better. It's not taking too much hair. And if it's a little bit too frizzy towards like certain areas, you can just run the curling iron over those pieces a little bit to kind of smooth them. And when I'm done with a section, I just throw it behind me and I spray a little bit of this Matrix hairspray in it just to give it a nice hold while it's cooling down. Now I'm just taking down the next section, and I like to keep it 1 inch horizontal and 1 inch vertical when I'm taking each piece. Yeah, I just think that the heat spreads out nice and even that way, and you don't ever get too much hair in one piece, which would cause it not to curl as good. So the last piece, I started off with a bigger curling iron, and now I'm going and switching this next section to a smaller curling iron. I'm basically just going to be doing every other section with bigger, smaller. So this section I'm doing the smaller curling iron, and I'm just taking the hair and I'm wrapping it around the curling iron just like you would a wand. And I have thick hair, so I don't ever see like the weird line that comes from the clamp. But if you have thinner hair and you find that the clamp is giving you like a weird dent, I would suggest opening the clamp and running the hair around the curling iron. And then when you're holding the curl onto the curling iron while it heats up, you can just close the clamp and like kind of rest your hands while it's waiting. It's a little bit more difficult to wrap the hair around the curling iron when the clamp is open, so just be careful when you do this. But yeah, it definitely is a good idea, and sometimes I do this anyway just to kind of give my arms a break, because when the clamp is closed down on the end piece of hair like that, you can literally just rest your arms while it heats up. So the way that I'm doing it today is I have to hold both my hands up in the air, you know. So you guys can just kind of pick whichever way is better for you, you know. To hold my hair in place while I'm clipping up the section, I like to use this nice big gator clip, and I just love them because you can hold up a lot of hair at once. But yes, now I'm switching to the bigger curling iron, and I just find that this helps to keep the length in your hair so that the smaller curling iron doesn't totally take away from the length. So whenever I'm curling my hair, I always like to keep a little piece out on the ends, and this just gives it like a straighter look on the ends, which keeps it looking nice and beachy. I know that piece was like a really quick one, but you'll see in the different pieces how I always just like to leave the pieces out on the ends, leaving it nice and straight. Yeah, it just keeps like that beachy textured look. And I have a lot of hair, so this section that I'm holding actually ends up being 3 more sections. But definitely just judge your own hair with what you have. Like if you have thinner hair, this might just be 1 section, you know? Because obviously if you have thinner hair, you don't want to take too small of a piece, because that's going to cause your hair to get damaged. So definitely just go with the flow of what hair you have. Sometimes if a piece of hair comes out looking a little bit too bouncy while it's still hot, just tug on the hair while it's trying to cool off, and it'll help it cool off in a little bit of a straighter way. But for the most part, this look, we want to keep it nice and mermaid-like, so the front pieces definitely want to be a little bit tighter than the rest. By the way, I absolutely love this Matrix hairspray because it's so soft and flexible. You can wear it in your hair whether you're wearing your hair curly, with a curling iron, natural curly, or even straight hair. I just love this hairspray. So now I'm back to using the bigger curling iron, and a lot of times I like to run the curling iron over the roots of my hair just to make sure that there's no frizz before I start to curl it, because the top pieces of the hair are the most important and you definitely don't want the roots to be frizzy. But if anything, the underneath pieces, it's okay to have frizzier roots because that's really going to help keep the volume in your hair to keep it nice and fluffy. When I'm done working on a section, I also just like to throw the hair behind me so that it doesn't get mixed up in the sections that I'm now working on. Now that we're at the top pieces, I'm taking my smaller curling iron and I'm definitely smoothing out the roots just to make sure that there's no frizz. And I'm just going to go and wrap the hair around the iron and hold it. I usually like to hold it for about 15 seconds. It just depends, 10, 15 seconds, something like that. You'll know when it's hot enough on your hair when you touch the hair, when it's sitting on your iron and it's like hot to the touch, then you're definitely good to go. So I definitely want this to still look natural, so I'm taking my bigger curling iron and only the top sections I'm alternating piece by piece. So I'm using the small curling iron and then the bigger one, and then in the front I'll use the smaller one. So yeah, that'll just help it keep it nice and like lived in still. Now, when it comes to these mermaid beach waves, you definitely want to like soften it up by using your fingers to kind of comb through it a little bit, but you purposely don't want to comb through it too much like you would different types of curls, because you almost want to keep the curls intact to help keep that like wave formation in the hair. You want to not separate the curls too much. So I just went ahead and I curled all of the bottom section, and now I'm working on the top. Still doing the same things, smoothing the top from any frizz and alternating curling irons from the bigger iron to the smaller iron. Okay, now I'm all done, and now I'm just going to go in with my fingers a little bit and separate some of the curls out, giving it a little bit of hairspray, and yeah, just trying to make it look a little bit softer. And yeah, like I said before, sometimes with different curls and waves, you definitely want to shake it out and make it look nice and big and textured. But when it comes to mermaid beach waves, you definitely just want to keep that like S wave formation in place. So I'm just lightly separating the curls with my fingers. So even though the front of our hair looks amazing, you always definitely want to check the back of your hair, no matter what. I see a lot of times girls will have this perfect hair in the front and on the sides, but the back just looks like a hot mess. So definitely just take a little hand mirror and back up against a big bathroom mirror or something and check the back of your hair. I usually find one piece of hair definitely needs to be fixed, like it's just weird. So definitely check that out and fix that one random piece of hair that's looking weird in the back. And here you have it. Once you're all done, give it a nice last hairspray, finishing touches, and you have these perfect mermaidy beach waves you can wear anywhere you go. You can wear this dressing up or going out on a lunch date. You can also dress down this look by dressing a little bit more boho. That always makes it look a little bit more relaxed and lived in. But yeah, these curls are pretty much perfect for anything, and I hope you guys definitely recreate this look. And if you do, tag me on Instagram. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope it gave you some good tips and ideas on how to make your curls look nice and beachy and mermaid-like also. Alright, so that was my tutorial on how to get these beach waves, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it.